when I started my training, and then a week into it, I had my birthday, and for the first time, I didn't mind celebrating, because previously it felt like, oh, another year has gone by, I'm a year older, and I felt so different. I felt so happy on the day, thinking, who said that being a certain age means feeling a certain way? No, I feel better than I ever felt before. And I really, really love this feeling.
But doing the Buteyko method is like going for bungee jumping, right? Like it's pretty scary, it's pretty hard. Once you do it, you feel pretty good.
When I saw the advert for Buteyko, I thought, wow, I'm going to give this a go, because there is no way down any further, really, other than completely conking out. Since then, I've cut out about 90% of everything I was on. I was on allopurinol for gout, I've cut that out. My uric acid levels have gone down. My cholesterol is fine. The antidepressants have been halved. I can't say it's been plain sailing, because it's been a blooming struggle at times, but if you can stick with it, you do get benefits in the end, and they're absolutely amazing. Most of my friends have started to go downhill at my age, and I'm going in the opposite direction now.
I never had time to research or whatever because I was busy. In fact, probably never thought of it, because I guess I was conditioned to go and see a doctor. I'd recommend almost to everybody in good health or in ill health to try this. I don't expect my health to be transformed within a month or two. Having had the success I've had, I'm willing to take as long as it needs, because I know everything else has failed. I would say, look, don't expect everything to happen overnight, but things will improve. And if you stick with it, I'm sure you'll see inordinately good benefits. A huge advantage in this is that I don't have to use a product.
I wouldn't be without it. It's the only tool I know that actually can get me out of my ill health. And I really have tried everything. Alternative as well as through the doctor.
Improvement on the breathing is just unbelievable.
It's one of the best things that ever came into my life. It's a lot of work, it takes a lot of discipline. You have to desire better health. It's a new way of life. It's almost like you're becoming a different creature because you're breathing differently. I believe that the way that you're breathing is affecting everything around you. If you're not feeling well, or you're tired, or you're stressed, we have a wonderful tool to help you. I can take herbs, I can go get a massage, I can do this or that, but it's not the same as taking command of your own life and your own breath.
No one thinks it's the breath. It's this silent epidemic of people breathing too much. Your breathing can be 4 times too much, and you have no idea.
Now I'm happy to find out that my nose is blocked, because it's warning me from breathing too much. I've got surgery on my nose twice because I always had a blocked nose. And when I had the nose surgery and the cotton was pulled out, oh man, I was so happy because my nose was so open. I thought, oh, and it can stay like this. But of course it didn't, because your body is preventing you from over-breathing by narrowing down your nose. So as soon as the nose had healed, the nose was blocking up again. But now, since I do Buteyko, I don't have a blocked nose unless I'm over-breathing. And then my nose is telling me I have to breathe less. It's unbelievable how breath holding can stop having you a cramp. It's unbelievable. I had never thought about it. You hear from doctors you have to stretch, or you have to eat magnesium. You see that everywhere online, or whatever, but it doesn't help. Stretching helps a little bit, but not as profound as getting the CO2 into your body. It's amazing how you can just feel the cramp relax and go away.
I found a documentary, Alexander Domoski, dealing with the worst asthma patients. I think it's just an outright miracle. I have not taken my inhaler in months now.
I looked online for asthma, and yours was the most positive solution, really, to it. And then I saw Christopher Drake's, which I think is a superb little YouTube, and that made me decide that I thought, well, I've nothing to lose. Before, I used to just sit and do nothing at all. I could hardly walk across the room. I was very tired. I just didn't want to do anything at all. I'd been fit all my life. I tried everything that I could, but it didn't work. From then on, I just gradually got better and better. I couldn't believe it. Felt very well. I didn't feel fully fit, but I had no reflux, no hip pain, the skin was better, I was sleeping better. And that's when I decided to stop all medication. And after that, I just continued and practice. I feel as though I'm back to normal, really. I'm just not quite as fit as I should be. Well, I never felt like that before. I mean, to me, it's fantastic, really. I keep waiting for something to happen to revert back to as I was.
I started the Buteyko, get rid of asthma. I was also getting arthritis, and I was definitely menopausal. But what was so stunning, the arthritis just slipped away. And that was really becoming an issue. My thumbs basically down here, if I would do anything for any amount of time using them, it would really ache. And it was in both hands, well, actually more in the right hand, but it became in the left hand. And sometimes it was in my feet. And people said, there's nothing you can do, it's aging. Like literally, I went to alternative people, doctors, nothing, arthritis. And I haven't got it anymore. Like it is gone. So it's defied whoever thought that that's the way it's going to be. And it goes with all the sort of aging stuff, like the menopause. I wouldn't say it reversed it, that I'm not going to have menopause. I was in menopause, but menopause kind of speeded up, got over it. Those are two big things that stood out to me besides the asthma sliding away.
The quality of life that I have now, like I had a very good quality of life, or I thought I did beforehand. However, it's night and day. It's almost black and white from when I started, really. You know, no sneezing attacks several times a day. No, whenever there's a change in season that eyes are watering, ears are itchy, everything is going haywire. That's just all gone, which is, hard to put a price on, that's for sure. I drink less water. I don't eat as much either. I don't feel the need to eat, particularly meat. I still like to eat it, but I'm definitely eating a fraction of what I ate before, probably half, because it just messes with my breathing so much. I guess I wasn't in tune with that before.
Along with the emphysema, I had a thing called costochondritis, enormous pain, see, and now that is eased tremendously. And lo and behold, within a matter of a week, things were getting better. Really, really grateful that I've got this method. And it's basically the understanding of the importance of CO2 and the relationship between CO2 and oxygen.
I have never felt so good within myself for a very, very, very long time. My whole body system changed completely. It's difficult to put in words some of these things, and basically I'm just happy that I got onto the course, found Buteyko, and now Lord Karma. I think it gives me a different perspective. I don't know what caused it. The only thing I can put it down to is having much higher levels of CO2, which sort of calms you down to take second look at issues and approach things completely different perspective. Much more organized as well in doing my things. My wife has actually noticed the difference, and it's basically made everybody happy living around.
Also feeling a lot better when I do these steps and these exercises too. My nose opens up and I feel really great.
Oh, good!
He has the greatest attitude.
What have you noticed to be an improvement?
I've kept my mouth closed.
The Buteyko method has changed my life, both physically and professionally. Couldn't be overstated. I did everything wrong. I was a mouth breather, and I sighed a lot. I would take deep breaths when I was getting more stressed, which made me more stressed. You know, I would exercise with my mouth open and walk and jog with my mouth open and wonder why I wasn't feeling a lot better afterwards. I've been applying the Buteyko method to how I teach vocal instruction. I'm so excited every day. I share it. I'm trying to get students I have who have more serious health issues to get a hold of you guys. I have far less social anxiety. In fact, of my last few workshops, I've spoken to how the breathing alleviates performance anxiety. And it's not just actors and singers, obviously. If you have to go for an interview, you've got performance anxiety. And so that's huge. I have far less anxiety. Also, with our relationship, I feel less anxiety. The beauty of Buteyko, when you do get irritated and these symptoms and these things do hit you, you recover so fast. Don't you think?
We're learning to drop it.
Drop it. We're literally dropping it. You know, that central tendon releases, diaphragm drops, air falls in. What was I irritated about again? Can't remember.
Because we're more in
Really
tune
big.
with our body where we weren't before.
And we get over things. That's infinitely better.
A lot less screaming.
The money that you spend on Buteyko is very small and the health benefits are very large. The science is there. Just do the practice and the results will come. It really pays us back.
It's that message that people save money by doing Buteyko, actually, that is the key. When I go to Ireland, where they pay to go to the doctor, they pay for their medications. They can make that calculation very quickly. We'll do one workshop, we'll get our money back within 6 months.
I look back and think what I've saved myself and doctor's fees and everything else, you know, it's amazing. And I would recommend it, I would highly recommend it because of the benefits of it.
Thank you for stopping his snoring.
He's actually stopped snoring.
Yeah, he hasn't really snored much now anymore. He was using the sleep apnea mask. I just nicknamed him Darth Vader because that was making more noise than he was. This is good. So well done.
Probably the hardest thing was the insomnia. There were days when I just couldn't do anything. Tried absolutely everything from hardcore sleeping medication, all kinds of therapies, none of which seemed to address the issue. And then I remembered about Buteyko and thought, okay, let's try that. And now actually I'm so grateful for having found this practice because it's basically given me my life back in terms of being able to sleep again, reduced in food intolerances, being able to function really. So yeah, been an amazing journey.
I heard about the Buteyko method many, many years ago when I was studying homeopathy. I became quite ill with shingles, and as a result of that, I got very high blood pressure. So I managed to sign up there and then for a course. I haven't really looked back since. Before I started the method, I had a lot of vertigo. The deep breathing that I was practicing during the yoga was actually causing these symptoms, and they were getting worse and worse, and I would have long spells of dizziness. And I got my blood pressure checked probably 9 months after finishing the method, and the blood pressure was at 120/90, so considerably lower. Yes, I sent one of my clients along, and the results are so extraordinary. Really, when we saw each other, we celebrated. She had been despairing of ever getting well again. She had symptoms of IBS and very, very poor sleep, deprivation, all sorts of other chronic symptoms, which have been so dramatically reduced.
I've been just happy practicing, thinking that my anxiety's gone and my depression's gone, and I hadn't thought about the neurological stuff. I'm not going to suddenly not have MS. I have got it, but I can manage it. I can keep it at bay. And so I think for the rest of my life, I will be practicing MS.
You'll be practicing MS.
Is that what I said? So yeah, for the rest of my life, I will need to practice Buteyko.
I'm really, really happy that I found yourselves online. The information that I've been given over the time, I was never ever sceptical, because as soon as I seen Christopher Drake's video, it all makes sense. He's a smart guy. He's a smart people, you know. The more people that see this, and the more people that get the information and then see the results for themselves, hopefully they pass it on to many people. And I wouldn't like to think where I would be today if I never contacted yourself, because I was desperate, you know.
I was not able to go outside because of my allergy to my hay fever and pollen. And this year I don't have anything. I mean, it's incredible. And I know, reading the newspaper, that the hay fever and the pollen was very bad this year in London. So this is something like I really appreciate, because last year, same time, I would be crying and taking a lot of antihistaminic or whatever. And so it's so much more comfortable. I just don't have anything, any symptoms of allergy, hay fever allergy symptoms. So this is amazing. Honestly, I can't believe. It's really good. It's really good not to have this anymore.
We've all come from a very different place, even though we're from the same family. And yet Buteyko has definitely, clearly and obviously helped us all in our own fashion. And that's pretty remarkable.
I am practicing Buteyko. I had a fracture of my leg. I had to wait to be operated because of the bad condition. And this period was shortened, exercising the Buteyko breathing. I was operated. The doctor said that I will be in the hospital 4 days. And because my leg was in good condition, because of practicing Buteyko breathing, I was out in 2 days. I was feeling all the time very optimistic, in very good condition. I feel that my healing will take less time because of the breathing, and I'm very grateful.
I grew up with severe seasonal hay fever and food allergies. And it annoyed the crap out of me because it meant that I couldn't function like a normal human being. A woman named Joy Moella from Los Angeles said to me, what you need is the Buteyko method. So the method will bring change to your life, and I wouldn't recommend it for anyone who doesn't feel that they're ready for that change in their lives. For those who are, patience and persistence will be your two greatest attributes. Gluten intolerance was the first thing to go. While I was never a full-blown celiac, it did upset my stomach a lot. I now eat gluten regularly and no longer have any issues. Oats, I had an intolerance to oats. I now eat oats regularly, no issues there. I had intolerance to fruits, some fruits and dried fruits, no longer an issue there. I had a mild chocolate addiction, no longer an issue. I no longer crave chocolate at all. My endurance has improved and my recovery time when I'm overworked has decreased. My digestion is more regular. Hay fever, I'm still working on that one, although my tolerance to hay has improved, as you can see. And I would typically get high blood pressure during hay fever season. That's no longer an issue. Varicose veins are common in my family. I was developing some in my legs. They are no longer bothering me and are no longer getting worse. My hair and nails grow like crazy. They never used to. I haven't had a virus since I started the practice with Joe Morrell in December 2016. And I used to be the guy who always caught head colds. So that's been a huge improvement.
I work with children, so I'm around germs all the time. We touch and pass on our germs, but I say this would be the first season. I always say knock on wood whenever I tell people this because I don't want to jinx myself. But this is the first season, no flu, not one cold. The minute Steve and I both, when we start to get like a cough or anything, it might last for 3 hours. In the past, that would have gone into a cold or a flu, but now it just goes away and then we're fine. It's doing the breathing. So that's huge.
The changes were almost instantaneous, and that's what I really like about it. The rescue pauses, but I apply these things whenever, like I'll feel a tickle in my throat, like something might be coming on, like a cold. I'm not kidding either. This is true. I apply a single rescue pause where I might try to take it to my MP1. Once I do that, I'm telling you that sensation is gone. It doesn't settle in. I don't start developing a cold or something like that, where in the past I would. It would gradually build and build and build, and I'd end up having a cold or something similar. But now, as soon as I feel anything coming on, any physical ailment coming on, I apply a pause, and I'm telling you, it takes care of it. I can't say enough about it. I really can't. This has been an amazing, amazing method. So thankful that Buteyko's name?
Konstantin.
Oh, Konstantin Buteyko. So thankful that he discovered this method and shared it with the world. I mean, this is really amazing. I am dumbfounded that this hasn't gotten out more. It just seems like the cure to a lot of societal ailments at this point. And if people could just learn of this and apply it to their own life, man, where would we be, as a society on whole? And,
That's what Buteyko was concerned about, because when he did his research, the average control pause was 35 seconds in society. And what he could see was it was going to fall. And over the more than 60 years that he made his discovery, the control pause is now getting close to 15 on average.
That's alarming.
This method is very, very good for chronic diseases. World Health Organization, they were predicting all these doom numbers about chronic diseases for 2030, like almost 100% of the world population were going to have them, yeah. The deep breath syndrome, like, how do you call that? It has a name.
Chronic hyperventilation disorder.
Chronic hyperventilation disorder. I think it's very real.
A lot of people are living with a control pause of 15 and much less, and it's happened gradually. And so they kind of become resigned to feeling like that every day because that they feel as normal.
Yeah, but the thing is that in your experience, they do feel bad, yeah? They recognize that they're not feeling well. Because you really don't feel well when you have a control pause of 17.
But if you've been living like that for a long time, you somehow mentally you adjust to it and you kind of make the best of everything. And then you have this view that you're fine, but sugarcoating the misery underneath.
But still, my question is like there is an underlying recognition that things are not going well.
That's correct. People will say that they feel fine and they don't have any diseases. And then when they do the practice, they then find it all comes to the surface. They say things like, I never realized how tense I was.
If people could just learn of this and apply it to their own life, man.
I'm thankful to Buteyko that we can deal with our health by ourselves.
If you are looking at Learn Buteyko and thinking, this might be something I want to do, then you're meant to do it. For me, it was definitely the fact that there was so much structure and it was so intense. That made it very hard. It made it very difficult and challenging. But that is surely what gave me the success. I can see that might be a little bit of an intimidation, but what I would encourage anyone who is intimidated about that to do is just to jump in both feet. And I would encourage you not to hesitate or wait for a perfect time, because the perfect time is to get started and do it now.